Hey everyone, Mike on Monday coming to you. Got some rain at least through the area. I know you northern folks got a lot from what I'm hearing right now, over 3 inches of rain. However, I know down south in this Plymouth area that we needed a nice shot of water. I'm hearing 2/10 to half inch, maybe more. But again, that'll help improve at least some of the soybean fields that were struggling to get up and out of the ground. A lot of unevenness there, but remember, if the plant had already started, meaning the seed swelled up and stopped, it means it's done. It's not coming. There's nothing that we can do at that point. But watch and see what fill-in you get and move from there. The other thing, we're moving into that time of the year of the stage of the crop on corn that a lot of hidden hunger questions. The plant might be hungry, but you can't visually see that with your eye. That's where a couple of the tools that we use at Country Visions to help look at what's happening right now, and now would be a tissue test, and what do I have available in the future, such as a nitrate test, pre-sidrust nitrate test. Both these tests are things that we at Country Visions can take the sampling and get them processed, or do the process in-house and get that information back to you in a timely fashion. So first, on the pre-sidrust nitrate test, I call that one as figuring out what's still in the soil reserve to determine if I need to add any additional nitrogen. Again, we're looking at corn today in this case. Corn uses a large volume of nitrogen, but at the same time it also uses almost as much potassium. And now in the case of the nitrate test, why are we looking at that specifically, is because we're dealing with a very mobile nutrient. So water can move it down, and if with either too much or too little, with too much rain, we end up seeing water getting into an excessive amount. We get denitrification, so it'll gas off if we're not stabilized. The other is if we have a very porous soil that it pushes it through. Again, if it's stabilized, you're in a lot better shape. So we're trying to predict a very mobile nutrient. Do I have enough now and will it be enough for the future? So again, even though we're using a lot of science here, there's still a fair amount of art to what we're trying to put together, because you're dealing with so many variables in that. Again, it's a tool that is available to us to help predict things. Second, the tissue test. Now that test I look as, this is what the plant has in it right now at this point. And in a lot of cases, you may have a very nice green looking plant. It's got uniform growth, nothing distorted or disfigured. And as you take those samples, sometimes you can learn that, hey, I might be missing some nutrients here that I couldn't. That's where the tissue test comes in. It reveals that hidden hunger from you. I've been working with one of the tissue sample models that also takes into account nitrogen to potassium ratios and nitrogen to sulfur ratios, finding that the more balanced nutrition I can create out there, the better the yield responses are. It isn't always a case of putting on more and more nitrogen on my corn crop. It might be, I need to put on some nitrogen, but some sulfur with that, or maybe some potassium with that, to try and keep those ratios in line, that the plant gets a balanced nutrition. And if I can speak of the folks that understand feeding animals, we're always looking for balanced nutrition in feeding animals. Same thing in the crops. The more balanced we are, the more productive either the animal and or the crop are for you. Again, tissue samples allow us to see what's happening right now. It doesn't predict what you got tomorrow. That's where some of the other tests, such as the nitrate tests, especially on those mobile nutrients, come into play and are very helpful. With that, all these things can be can be taken care of from your agronomist here at Country Visions. If you need some help with those things, feel free to give us a shout. That's what we do. We love working with crops and helping people out and solving crop issues, etc. Be safe out there. Enjoy the sunshine. I hear it's coming back, going to be cool. See you next week, everyone.